In the halls of power in Charleston, West Virginia, there are names that appear on ballots, and then there are names that make the building move. Eddie Belcher was the latter. For decades, he was a fixture working for governors, attorneys general, and the House of Delegates. But Eddie wasn't just a career state employee. He was a man who saw problems and fixed them. If you drive through the intersection of Corridor G and Brownland Road today, you'll see traffic lights that exist because Eddie Belcher refused to let more people die at what was once the deadliest crossing in the state. He was 63 years old, a community pillar, and a man who knew how the gears of government turned. Which is why what happened in January 2023 and the institutional failure that followed is so hard to reconcile. On a cold Tuesday in January, Eddie Belcher was found dead in his home in Malden. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office arrived, followed by a representative from the medical examiner's office. The scene was processed. Experts looked at the body of a 63-year-old man and made a determination. Called it natural causes. No foul play suspected. Case closed. In most stories, this is where the obituary is written. The state mourned a dedicated servant. Funeral arrangements were made. The body was transported to a local funeral home to be prepared for a final goodbye. But the natural narrative was about to collide with a reality that the authorities somehow missed. This is the moment where the story shifts from a tragedy to a scandal. As a funeral director began the routine process of preparing Eddie for his service, they found something the investigators didn't. It wasn't a hidden medical condition. It wasn't a missed heart defect. It was a bullet wound. Imagine the phone call that followed. Funeral director calling the police to tell them that the man they ruled died of natural causes was, in fact, the victim of a shooting. How does this happen? How does a trained investigator and a medical examiner's representative overlook a gunshot wound? This wasn't a remote woodside discovery. This was a controlled scene in a home. Its failure allowed a crime scene to be cleared, evidence to be potentially lost, and a killer to have a several-day head start. The investigation was immediately reclassified as a homicide. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office had to go back to the beginning, but the trail was already cold. This case brings up a terrifying question for the citizens of West Virginia. If the state can't properly investigate the death of one of its own, a man who worked in the very offices that oversee these departments, what hope is there for the average citizen? Is this a story of pure incompetence, or is it a symptom of a deeper systemic rot in how we handle accountability and death investigations in this state? We've seen the headlines lately regarding scandals at the State Police Academy and failures in oversight. The Eddie Belcher case is a haunting reminder that when the shield is broken, justice is the first thing to fall through the cracks. Years have passed since that discovery in the funeral home. The investigation into who pulled the trigger remains active, but the silence from the authorities is deafening. Eddie Belcher spent his life fighting for the safety of others. He fought for those traffic lights so families wouldn't have to mourn. Now it's time to fight for him. Someone knows what happened in that house in Malden. Someone needs to answer for how the system failed him after his final breath. This is Broken Shield. If you have information regarding the death of Eddie Belcher, contact the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office. Ow! Don't let this be another cold case buried by bureaucracy.